Alright, so if you saw my last video, how to make money painting minis, this is the sequel to that, how to make more money painting minis. So this video is for someone who has gotten their skill level to a point where people will start paying you to actually paint their minis for them. Whether that's through private sale commissions or just things you're listing on online websites where they can buy them. And now you're just curious how to make more money doing that. So again, this is more of a hobby than it is a job. If you can get to the point where you're paying your bills off painting minis, fantastic. Most people will never get to that point. You can do things to increase your revenue stream. So number one, very simple, very obvious, increase your skill level. Watch some videos, practice, try new things. Don't get comfortable with a few techniques you know. Get out there and try new stuff. The higher your skill level, the more people will pay you per mini. It's just that clear. You need to set yourself higher than everybody else when it comes to the skill that you put into painting these minis. That's tip number one. Tip number two, increase your speed. There's ways to do that without decreasing the quality of your minis. One thing I love doing is the assembly line technique. If you have several minis that have the same color scheme, whether it's one unit or let's say you're painting Captain America for Marvel Crisis Protocol. You know he's really blue. So a good way to increase the revenue you would get from just painting a Captain America would be go out and buy 2, 3, 4 Captain Americas. Then when you put all the paint in your airbrush, you can use it. You can go right from one mini to the other mini to the other mini. You save a ton of time that way. You can output a bunch of minis that way faster than you could if you were focusing on one mini at a time, and that's going to increase your profit if you're coming out with more minis. Also, get an airbrush. Airbrushes not only increase the speed at which you can work, but they also greatly increase the quality. The gradients you can get with an airbrush, it's really hard to match that same level of quality with a paintbrush. Airbrushes are amazing, and you can get some really cheap ones online. Invest a tiny bit of time and money into an airbrush, learn how it works, learn how to perfect it, and it will greatly increase the speed and quality of your painting. Another tip to increase your speed, get a wet palette. I went a majority of my painting career without ever having a wet palette. I thought that they were a very unique item. I thought they were only really good for wet blending. But not only are they spectacular for wet blending, I found out that they can keep your paints wet for literally hours. Before I was just using bottle caps. I would put a drop of paint in the bottle cap, I'd mix it with a tiny bit of water, and I'd just go to paint till it dries. If you put a drop of paint on a wet palette, it will stay wet until you run out of paint. It's spectacular. I literally left paint overnight, and some of them were still wet in the morning and I can still use them. It's crazy. Wet palettes save you time and save you paint. Get a wet palette. Number three, write down the color schemes so you can repeat it in the future. So I've had minis that I painted and I loved how they turned out, and I put them up online, someone bought them, and then maybe they requested more of them, or I went back to paint the same mini again, and I kind of had to reinvent the wheel because I didn't remember exactly what I did. So I had to remix the colors and hope I can get the same quality. If you write it down, you know exactly what you did, you can save a lot of time and effort in the future, especially if it's something you know you're going to paint multiple times. Number four, multitask. While you're painting, instead of just putting on an audiobook or listening to music or watching TV, put on some training videos. Maybe some kind of painting video that's going to increase the quality of your work. Maybe another how to paint video from another painter that you really admire and they have great techniques you want to learn. If you have something you need to do for work and you can just listen to it, do that. They have text-to-speech programs. For a while, I was actually taking home inspector courses, and I would just highlight the entire page, hit text-to-speech, and listen to it while I was painting. Multitasking is a great way to increase your revenue while you're painting. Tip number five, focus. The harder you work, the more product you put out, the more people are going to know who you are, and you're going to get more repeat customers. It's brand power. If they know that they can trust the quality of your work, they're not going to go anywhere else. They're going to come back to you every single time they need something done. If you're quick, if you respond quickly to their messages, if you're reliable and the quality's there, you will get repeat customers. Number six, advertise. Put your business cards at local hobby shops, go to Facebook and Instagram, make pages for your business, and be sure to go to the niche websites. A perfect example, I paint a lot of Star Wars Legion, so I go to a website called Tabletop Admiral. They're just a list builder for Star Wars Legion, and I'm sure other games have those exact same websites, and they'll let you post pictures of your minis. So if you put a little picture either in the top corner, whatever, with the logo for your company, then people see those pictures, they see those logos, and they go out and seek your product. So that's a great way to advertise for free, and you're getting it to the niche audience that you're trying to attract. You're not just throwing it out there into the middle of the internet. It's going to the people who want to see what you're doing. And then the last tip, this is a bonus tip. What do you do with your money? You've had this extra income from painting these minis. Now what do I do with it? Do I blow it on more minis? Here's what I highly recommend you do. Invest it. There's stocks. Personally, I like putting in something that's going to give me a dividend. There are stocks out there that will pay you dividends every single month. So if you put money from your mini painting business into a stock that pays you dividends monthly, you just get a passive income every month. And you can even set it to reinvest that dividend, and it'll just grow and grow every month, as opposed to just getting the money and spending it on junk. That is the best advice I can possibly give you with your money. You can put it in regular stocks. If you're not comfortable with stocks, you can always get certificates of deposit, which they have lower interest rates on them, but they are pretty much guaranteed. Thank you guys very much for coming out and watching the how to make more money painting minis video here at Game Night Studios. If you did not catch the first video, which is just how to make money painting minis, that video will give you the jump off point to begin the process to make money painting minis. So if you have never made any money at all painting minis, but you're thinking about starting down that path, I highly recommend going back and watching that video again. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like, hit that follow. I'll be coming out with more videos in the future here at Game Night Studios. If you want more information about me, I do have an Instagram, game_night_studios. You go to facebook.com/Game Night Studios LLC. Obviously, you can find more Game Night Studios videos here on YouTube. They are also on Rumble. I do have a Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/Game Night Studios LLC, I'll come up there. You can support the channel. You can also find me on the Only Important to Us podcast, and that podcast is on Spotify and Rumble. If you're interested in looking at some of the minis I have for sale up on eBay, go to ebay.com/USR/Game_Night_Studios. That will have a list of all the things that I've painted that are up there for sale. Thank you guys so much for watching. Links are also in the bio. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you.